Welcome to Cards of Insight, where we discuss all things tarot. And I'm Greg, and I live in London.
Anna here, joining you all the way from sunny Brazil.
Susan here. I'm here in Canada.
And Pavlina, greetings from London, UK.
And we are all tarot readers.
So do we want to look at the Queen of Pentacles now?
Okay.
Okay. So when the Queen of Pentacles talks about herself, do you think she would be saying she's boastful or modest, honest, or overbearing?
She can be definitely stubborn, so, like a little bit overbearing could be there in a negative way.
Yeah, in the negative, I agree. Yeah. When they decide on something and when they see something. But here's is about image when she talks about herself, how she sees. Well, I would say honest, because pentacles are long-term suits, right? And you cannot keep a facade for too long. I mean, she knows that your face is going to sag, that you're going to get wrinkles. So I think she'd rather be honest about, what she is, because people eventually will see it through time. Yeah. But as far as qualities, practicality too. Again, if she wants to take care of herself, she would be practical on it.
I don't know about modesty, because would you be able to get the Queen of Coins on a bus? Would she take a bus?
No, she definitely takes Uber because
She'd drive the bus.
yes, she could drive the bus, but
She
as well,
would
she's
drive
got a
the
coin
bus.
to order Uber, right? So,
But I could see, because she's so frank and I think she's very frank, which can be, if you're receiving that criticism from someone, like she's not going to make it a pretty speech about it. I think she's going to be very forthright and say it. And when people are like that to others that have a hard time handling criticism, they may see her as being a little overbearing. They they think, oh, her shit doesn't stink, basically. And so they would have a hard time handling her kind of honesty because it would be that forthright. So even though she's trying to be, I think, very true to the issue, what's happening, that's just her nature to be that way.
Could it be something like that British program, Keeping Up Appearances? Is it Mrs. Bouquet or Mrs. Bucket? and everyone used to call her Mrs. Bucket, and it's Mrs. Bouquet. And so in that way, I don't think she can be modest sometimes.
She'd be the woman you're describing is very overbearing.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That Mrs. Buck, she was very overbearing. She meant well. She always meant well. But she'd be that Queen of Pentacles that, she means well. She means to do the right thing, but she also has an agenda, right?
Yeah.
She has her own agenda.
Yeah.
And her kind of honesty is like a bulldozer going through a china cabinet. That kind of woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd also say they sort of won't change much. They'll sort of be the same type of person because they're all about stability long term. So if you were Queen of Coins, as an example, then you would stick more with what you know. Things don't change much. It'd be the same thing from before. If you eat a certain type of food, you will sort of stick with it. We've been eating that for years, and cheap and cheerful. We've been eating it for years. We have it every Thursday, and that won't change.
She plays safe. She plays safe, but she has experience. I think the Queen of Pentacles, she relies a lot on experience. we were talking about criticism. She likes constructive criticism. And I remembered a story I heard about, the difference between her and the Queen of Cups. If you were having, a meltdown or something, you were moving to a different state in the States, and you were, oh my God, I don't know anybody. I can't cope with all this. The Queen of Cups would, give you a tissue and say, oh, it's going to be fine, sweetie. I mean, things are going to work out in the end. But the Queen of Pentacles would roll up her sleeves and say, okay, let's do this together. Where's the furniture? Okay, I'll call my husband. We'll get this done. So this is more hands-on queen. Okay, so she's practical. She doesn't like to believe in fairy tales, or she's more about, she's grounded, right? The Pentacles are grounded.
Yeah.
So it's about what works and the results that you will get from the things that you do. That's basically it.
So when you're describing the Queen of Pentacles, like in a work or school environment, would you describe her as being competent, excellent at what she's doing, efficient, or manipulative?
Well, she always have her homework done, right?
Reliable.
Reliable, definitely.
Competent, definitely, because it's the queen. So is she the queen because she's competent? Or queen through experience? But I would say competent. Efficient due to experience. But not necessarily efficient, because if another way is more reliable, she may sacrifice a little bit of efficiency for reliability. But efficiency in terms of consistency, definitely.
But if she's that true Mrs. Buckets from your description, Greg, then she could be very manipulative, because she was certainly that in that TV show. She was always trying to put things
Yeah, she
her
can
way.
be, because that's the way we've been doing it for 20 years. It's worked perfectly, and now you're changing it. You will do it that way, and we'll want to, because she won't change. She will make a change to bring it back to the way it was. So she may be a little bit manipulative, or the queen, actually, of coins might be a little bit more manipulative in that way, to sort of bring it back to the status quo. So she could be. Don't disturb her surroundings.
I think she would love to study alone as well. At school.
Yeah, very organized.
Very organized.
Don't go into her. Yeah, touch my desk. It's organized. Everything in its place. So don't you be coming around here and moving anything on my desk.
Yes. Yes. And by the way, it's Mrs. Bouquet, not
Oh,
Mrs.
thank
Bucket.
you.
Okay, you say so.
Would you say she's a perfectionist? Would
Oh,
you say, Susan,
yes.
that she's a perfectionist? Because she's
I
resilient.
would say she most definitely is very much a perfectionist. Everything has place, she's very efficient. So she doesn't need someone coming in, and I would see her, if I were working in a kitchen with her, she'd stand behind me, or she would take that sugar bowl from me, and it would be like I would be the incompetent one. And she's going to make sure everything is done and put in place.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
also thinking about, what things do you use the most? Put them at the lower drawer. The higher drawer is for things
Right.
you use very rarely. So she's also very practical. I think her practicality really shines through always. But she's learned to be that way. She wasn't born that way. She learned.
Though
That's from
she
experience.
may want you to think she was born that way.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What would you think what do you think the Queen of Pentacles clothing is like? Would you call her a fashionable woman, or an out of style, or ill-fitting, or ostentatious?
Oh, she's a definitely Gucci girl.
Really?
Gucci or Prada
Right.
or she
But
will
that
have
costs too much.
Hermes.
That's a lot of money. That's a
Yes.
lot of money.
Practical, expensive money. Yes,
I
Gucci.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know
Yes.
why. I see her in loafers.
Okay.
Moo-moos, loafers. I mean, it has to be comfortable, for Christ's sake. I think it depends on what she's doing. I mean,
Yes.
she wouldn't go out gardening wearing Gucci. I mean, there's a certain outfit for whatever it is that you're doing. If you're going to stay home or if you're going to walk your dog, she wouldn't. I wouldn't see her dressed in Gucci, would you?
What
Walking
do
her
you
dog.
what is
No.
the name of that American woman, the housekeeper, or not housekeeper, because she's not a housekeeper, but she made a lot of money. Oh God. Um, Martha Stewart.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. There.
So she is to me she would definitely have she does everything and very expensive, very tasteful, and like the right gloves in the garden. If we're going to
Uh-huh.
go out into the garden and cut things and bring them into the kitchen and the silverware, and yeah, she'd be the epitome of Queen of Pentacles to me.
I agree. Yeah.
She was a model and she had her own magazine, and I remember reading in her magazine, and when you were reading in the magazine, all you could see was she would say la 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 did this and la 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 did that, but she would wear Gucci in the garden with like they'd be very Pacific shoes that you would wear. I could see that.
I would say she's traditional with clothing. What I mean by that is, someone mentioned walking the dog earlier. She would have trousers and shoes for walking the dog at night, and she'd put her walking shoes on or her walking trainers. Then when she goes home, then she'd put her slippers on because that's what you wear
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah.
And then if she goes to dinner, then she'll have her dinner dress.
Yeah, but I think Queen of Pentacles fashion is everything well fitted, properly cleaned,
Oh, yeah.
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 Properly cleaned, definitely. Her kids will
Yeah.
never be seen dirty.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Martha Stewart has written books on laundry.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. I
Yeah.
have to check it out. I have to check it out now.
Just laundry. Just a book of laundry
Laundry,
alone.
food. Oh yeah,
And
everything.
Queen of Coins make good carers as a
Yes.
carer.
Yes.
So if someone's coming to care for a loved one and you get the Queen of Pentacles, I'd be very happy.
As well, she would very well look after your pets when you are on
Yes.
holiday.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
they would be phenomenal nurses.
Mm.
And I say that because again, they're hands-on. If they have to do something, they do it. And they manage somehow. Well, that's my experience. I mean, you can see her in different ways, and this is okay. But in my experience, she manages to kind of control her feelings and not empathize too much, so that things don't get done. I mean, if you have a nurse working, in a terminal with terminal patients, she needs to have to be caring. She needs to take care of people, but she cannot get too involved, otherwise her work will be compromised. So she manages to do that. I don't think a Queen of Cups would manage. It's a completely different nature.
So this Queen of Pentacles, like, how would you see her physically? Like walking quickly or slowly with a shuffle or with a limp?
She's a marathon runner.
Yeah, she's healthy. She's
Yeah.
healthy. Yeah, she's all about health.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Quickly? Well, yeah. But if she had to walk quickly, she would wear the sensible shoes to walk quickly. She wouldn't walk quickly in high heels or stilettos. He's reasonable.
unless
He's
unless they
reasonable.
were Gucci high
Oh,
heels
but
and they were
still,
Yes,
no.
they were
If
that's
she,
no.
stylish and they were
Mhm.
flat and they
Yeah.
walked
If she
perfectly.
knew she would get, all those
Yeah.
strings sticking to her shoes. No.
So I can see if she was a nurse and the person was in a wheelchair, they would just be, they would be taken. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're not stopping to smell the flowers. We're just moving along.
What do you mean?
Like when you're talking about, moving quickly, like with purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they have service to do, then that's what their whole mindset is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if you can't walk quick enough, like she'd be, you need to get trainers on, people.
Mhm. Yes.
She
Take your pills.
she'd probably say, the next time you show up for work, I expect you to see you in rules or trainers here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't show up.
Don't bother.
Don't bother. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the very direct, person for sure.
Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. And feel free to leave a comment.